The 2025 FIFA Club World Cup will be the biggest in its history, featuring 32 teams for the first time. However, even with this expansion, several high-profile clubs didn't make the cut. Let's take a quick look. Who are these teams? You're in the locker room. Kid up and pay attention. Let's briefly go over the qualification rules for the FIFA Club World Cup. It's a complex process involving multiple stages and criteria that vary depending on the confederation and the number of participating teams. It all starts with international club competitions, such as the UEFA Champions League in Europe, the Copa Libertadores in South America, and the AFC Champions League in Asia. Each continental championship grants one or more spots at the Club World Cup, and typically, the club that wins its Champions League title earns a direct ticket to this prestigious tournament. The key factor in the entire process is consistently earning ranking points through the aforementioned competitions. Another essential component is the tournament's marketing. It creates a dynamic platform to showcase the performances of the world's top clubs. And of course, there's the prize pool, which exceeds $100 million. All eyes are on how teams represent their countries, which adds major significance to domestic leagues and draws in both fans and sponsors. The qualification system for the Club World Cup is a challenging and vital process, fully integrated with national and continental competitions. Its ultimate goal is to identify the very best clubs, those ready to battle on the global stage in matches that capture the hearts of football fans around the world. Let's take an unconventional look at the world of Asian football and open our ranking with a club from the land of the rising sun, Kawasaki Frontale from Japan. This team has not only been a consistent leader in the J-League, but has also regularly reached the knockout stages of the AFC Champions League. However, Asia was granted only 4 slots at the FIFA Club World Cup, which were awarded to tournament winners and the highest-ranked clubs. As a result, Kawasaki missed out in favor of teams like Al Hilal from Saudi Arabia, Ulsan Hyundai from South Korea, and Perspolis from Iran, who also failed to qualify, but ranked higher than Kawasaki. We'll get to them later. The key reason behind this outcome was the continental limit and Kawasaki's lack of major AFC titles. Now, let's head to Africa, where 10th place on our list is occupied by one of the brightest stars of continental football, Wydad Casablanca from Morocco. With a rich history and a unique footballing culture, Wydad remains one of the most iconic and successful clubs in African football. In 2022, the team delivered an outstanding performance in the CAF Champions League, securing the title with style. Their journey began in the group stage, where they were drawn into a tough group featuring strong opponents like Al Ittihad from Libya and CR Belouizdad from Algeria. Right from the start, Wydad showed impressive form and cohesion, qualities that defined their entire campaign. They advanced from the group and faced Cotton Sport of Cameroon in the quarterfinals. It was a real test, but the Moroccan side passed with confidence and advanced to the semi-finals. In the semis, they faced the Orlando Pirates from South Africa, a tense, emotional, and passionate battle. But Wydad held firm, using their experience and strength to overcome their opponent and earn a place in the final. The 2022 KF Champions League final took place on May 30th at the iconic Mohammed V Stadium in Casablanca. In a truly massive encounter, Wydad faced African giants Al Ahly of Egypt. With both clubs enjoying immense popularity and rich legacies, this was one of the biggest football events of the year in Africa. Wydad rose to the occasion and delivered a clinical performance, defeating Al Ahly 2-0 to claim their 3rd KF Champions League title. Their momentum didn't stop there. In 2023, Wydad returned to the final once again, proving their consistency and strength on the continental stage. One might assume that back-to-back finals and a championship would be enough to earn them a ticket to the Club World Cup. But sadly, that wasn't the case. In the CAF final ranking, Wydad fell short, overtaken by clubs like Mamelodi Sundowns and Al Ahly, who had more stable runs and regular semi-final appearances across the 2021 to 2024 cycle. In the end, Wydad were left on the sidelines, hoping to make it next time. Still a symbol of African football's pride and passion, but left watching the world stage from afar. In 9th place on our ranking is the Iranian team Persepolis. This club, which has proven itself over many years as a regular participant in the AFC Champions League, impressed everyone with its achievements, including reaching the final in 2020. Although the outcome of the final match, which took place on December 19, 2020, in Doha, the capital of Qatar, was not in favor of the Iranians when they faced South Korean side Ulsan Hyundai, Perspolis still left a strong mark in the history of the tournament, despite the 2-1 defeat. That game took place during the difficult times of the pandemic, and despite the unfavorable result, the team showed an outstanding level of play, placing itself among the serious contenders for the title. However, it is unfortunate that since then, Perspolis has not been able to overcome the quarterfinal stage. Due to strict restrictions from the AFC, the club lost its position to more successful teams such as Al Hilal from Saudi Arabia and Ulsan Hyundai from Korea. Thus, Perspolis remains in the shadows, hoping to reclaim its former glory and conquer Asian football in the near future. Now we move across continents and head to North America, to a country where exquisite tequila flows like a river, salsa is all around, and the people are filled with a passion for football. If you've already guessed who we're talking about, hit pause on the video and leave your guesses in the comments. Club Leon is more than just a team. It is a true symbol of hope and the desire to win in the heart of Mexico. In 2023, the club won the CONCACAF Champions League, defeating Los Angeles FC in the final. It seemed like everything was going well. However, at the end of 2023, FIFA excluded Leon from the list of tournament participants for several reasons. It was due to violations of licensing rules, conflicts with the local federation, and failure to meet application deadlines. But the most serious of the accusations concerns a violation of the rules regarding multi-club ownership. It turns out that Leon and Pachuca, another Mexican club also participating in the tournament, are owned by the same corporate group, which violates the tournament's regulations. According to these regulations, clubs that are under the control of the same owner or legal entity cannot take part in the same competition. This disrupted the football world and sparked numerous headlines in the press, such as FIFA excludes Leon from the tournament, rule violation scandal. Leon's story ends, accusations of multi-club ownership. Football under threat, Pachuca and Leon at the center of controversy. This became a precedent for the entire football world. Instead of the champion of the tournament, the slot was given to another club, Barcelona SC from Ecuador. And let's be clear, this is not the Spanish Barcelona, but the Ecuadorian one. This club showed impressive moments during the group stages of the Copa Libertadores, especially in 2021 and 2023. However, in both cases, they were eliminated in the round of 16, losing to teams like Palmeiras, Flamengo, and Vélez. Due to their lack of deep progression into the later stages of the tournament, the club was unable to secure a higher position in the CONMEBOL ranking. Smoothly moving to 7th place in our ranking, we head slightly south to South America, and more precisely, Brazil. Here we find Flamengo, a club that could have represented the country at the Club World Cup, given their appearances in the Copa Libertadores finals in 2021 and 2022, winning the second of those. However, in 2023, the team unexpectedly crashed out in the round of 16. Among Flamengo's main competitors in the CONMEBOL ranking were Palmeiras and Fluminense, who not only consistently reached the finals, but also earned crucial points along the way. Despite their strong brand and historic presence, Flamengo couldn't avoid falling behind in this highly competitive race. In 6th place on our list is a team from Africa, Al Ahly FC from Egypt, an undisputed powerhouse in African football. The team achieved major success by winning the KF Champions League in 2021 and reaching the finals again in 2022 and 2023, though unfortunately losing to Wydad and Sundowns respectively. Despite these accomplishments, Al Ahly did not earn enough points in the KF ranking to secure a higher spot, as the tournament slots were awarded to Sundowns and Wydad, thanks to their stable semi-final runs and victories. To be honest, all three teams, including Al Ahly, truly deserve a place in the Club World Cup. We open the top 5 of the best teams that didn't qualify for the FIFA Club World Cup. 5th place in our ranking goes to Arsenal from London. Under the guidance of Mikel Arteta, the club returned to the elite of English football, finishing 2nd in the Premier League in both the 2022-23 and 2023-24 seasons. However, FIFA limited the number of clubs from each country to 2 for this Club World Cup. And in this context, by the way, Brazil will have 3 representatives. Fair. That's up for debate. England will be represented by Manchester City, who earned their spot as Champions League winners, and Chelsea, who hold an advantage in the ranking due to their 2021 UCL title and consistent European performances. Arsenal, unfortunately, couldn't show the same results. In the 2022/23 Europa League, the team was eliminated in the round of 16 by Sporting, and in the 2023/24 Champions League, they only made it to the quarterfinals, where they lost to Bayern. This lack of ranking points in the UEFA coefficient system became the critical factor that kept the club out of the tournament. In 4th place is Barcelona from Spain. And although it may seem unfair, it's hard to argue that the Catalans deserve this spot in our ranking. The last few seasons have been far from smooth for the club. In 2021/2022, they failed to make it out of the Champions League group stage and were later knocked out in the second round of the Europa League. The following season, 2022/23, also ended in disappointment. Barcelona once again failed to progress from the group stage of the Champions League. In 2023-24, they finally reached the quarterfinals, but overall, their UEFA coefficient was still lower than their rivals, Real Madrid and Atletico Madrid. Without consistent deep runs in European competitions, Barca simply didn't earn enough points, which rightfully placed them 4th in this ranking. Opening the final top 3 in our ranking is Liverpool from England. After reaching the Champions League final in 2022, where they lost 1-0 to Real Madrid, and after winning their group in the 2022/2023 season, it seemed that their place in the Tournament of Dreams was guaranteed. However, in the 2023-24 season, the club failed to qualify for the Champions League group stage, and in the Europa League, they were eliminated in the quarterfinals. As for the UEFA coefficient, it is calculated as the sum of points for wins, 2, draws, 1, and includes bonuses for advancing from the group stage and progressing through the knockout rounds. Liverpool, unfortunately, lost to Chelsea in this category. As previously mentioned, the London club showed more consistent results in European competitions, which allowed them to achieve a more competitive ranking. This dynamic clearly affected Liverpool's overall position and ultimately denied them a place in the FIFA Club World Cup. We award the silver medal to a once great club led for many years by the legendary Sir Alex Ferguson, Manchester United from England. His final match as manager took place on May 19, 2013, against West Bromwich Albion. Ferguson spent 26 years at the club, turning it into one of the most successful in English football. During his time, he won countless trophies, including 13 Premier League titles and 2 UEFA Champions League trophies. His departure marked a major moment in football history and left a lasting legacy at the club. Since his retirement, Manchester United has struggled in European competitions. The team often exited the Champions League early, including in 2020 and 2021. In 2021, they lost the Europa League final to Villarreal. In the 2023/24 season, the club finished last in their Champions League group, which included Bayern, Galatasaray and Copenhagen, failing to earn any European bonus points, which pushed the team far outside the qualification zone. We finally reached the top spot in our ranking. Along the way, we could have seen clubs like Napoli, AC Milan, Newcastle or Bayer Leverkusen take this position, but they all share one major issue. In their domestic leagues, they may be title contenders or, like Leverkusen, break the dominance of other clubs. But in European competitions, their performances are often disappointing, short-lived, or lack the consistency needed to steadily accumulate ranking points. So let's not drag this out. First place, deservedly, goes to the team that sadly won't be playing in the tournament on their own soil, in front of their home fans, LA Galaxy. Why didn't they make it? And what does Inter Miami have to do with it? The club that climbed to the top of the football Olympus by securing a coveted place in the 2025 FIFA Club World Cup. Well, the path wasn't as smooth and straightforward as it might seem at first glance. This tournament, which will take place on American soil, will give ordinary football fans the chance to witness a true spectacle, where global football stars, including Lionel Messi himself, fight for international glory. FIFA, recognizing the phenomenal rise of Inter Miami, a rise that overshadowed LA Galaxy, allocated one slot to a club from the host nation, and it was Inter Miami who secured it, holding their breath through a tense 2024 MLS regular season. That year, the team set an unmatched record, collecting 74 points, a number that any fan of the club would be proud of. However, this joy came with a bittersweet aftertaste. The path to the championship title was cut short by a playoff defeat to Atlanta United. This sparked a wave of debate and frustration. Was it fair that a team which didn't win the league was chosen to represent its country on such a prestigious global stage, while LA Galaxy, a club with deep roots and tradition, was left out? FIFA, in response to the criticism, defended its decision by emphasizing that a team's consistent performance throughout the entire season reflects its true strength. The selection principle for international tournaments, they stated, aims to highlight the importance of consistency and the pursuit of excellence over time. But let's be honest, having Lionel Messi in the Inter Miami squad adds a special spark to the entire event and significantly boosts the tournament's profile. The presence of such legends on the field not only increases global interest in the competition, but also breathes new life into the sport itself. Thus, it's worth pointing out that many well-known clubs didn't miss out due to a lack of strength, but rather due to the structure of the selection process. Rankings, UEFA coefficients, country and confederation limits, and consistent results over a 3-season cycle played a decisive role in determining who made it in. This highlights the new reality of the FIFA Club World Cup. Invitations are no longer handed out based on historical prestige. Participation must now be earned through measurable success. Want to be on the team? Like, subscribe, and hit the bell. That's all it takes. This is our top 11. Who goes to the bench? That's up to you. Hope you learned something new. Now get some rest. I'll be waiting for you in the locker room next week. Don't forget your boots.